Hello, I'm JD, and in this presentation we're going to have a look at an overview of the concept of child themes for WordPress. So just to recap, a WordPress theme is the definition of the look of a site. So different themes show different looks, and this defines the look, the colors, the different pages and how they're laid out. Style sheets will tell you colors, font sizes, etc., etc. Themes can also have custom data types. They could have custom code. They could have extra features. But basically, it's the blueprint for the site with that theme. Now, this is how WordPress controls page hierarchy. In other words, when a page is launched in WordPress, there's a set of rules for where it goes to collect the code to make that page up. And what happens with this little diagram is that you start at the left-hand side with what page, and then you follow the sets of rules to get to the other side to index.php. And if you find a page of code that fulfills the need of that page, then that replaces index.php, and if nothing's found, then index.php is used. So if there's no page defined at all, then you can see you go to the top, error 404 page, and you would then use the 404.php page. If that 404.php page didn't exist, you'd end up in index.php. If you were going to have a look at a page that's been created, a page, not a post page, then you see you have the single page, and then that goes through to a static page, and you might then end up on page.php, or there might be a front page, which is the next one below, static front page. Now, I don't really want you to worry about understanding exactly how this works. It's just the general principle that there is a hierarchy of pages and they are followed in a specific order, and everybody knows that order. So it is very easy for developers to know what page should be used for a particular type of content, and also how you can then add custom pages to override that type of content in a particular way. So if you want to change the way posts look, you can change the way posts look. If you want to change the way posts look for a certain category listing, then you can set a page for it. All you really need to take away from this page is the fact that there are a set of rules determining which pages are used where. And that's very important for what we do next. Because if we want to make a change to our page, then we are often given a set of options by the theme designer. Now, these usually go over and above what WordPress allows as standard, which is a few color changes and the background color. Theme designers give you lots more options nowadays for different types of fonts and colors and how it's laid out, and sometimes you can choose whether there is a sidebar on the right, on the left, or both. Depending on the theme, you can have these options. You can change the contents of sidebars with widgets, but you might want to change something that you can't get to with the options given to you by the theme designer, in which case you either have to go and find another theme, or you might be tempted to edit the theme itself. And on the face of it, this would seem really easy to do. And on the face of it, it is really easy to do. If you wanted something like a shadow on the right and left sides of the page to make the page look like it's standing out from the background, then in a CSS style sheet coding way, that's actually really easy to do. You just need a background type shadow image and put it in the right place. If you can't put that into the theme design through an option box somewhere in the setup of it, then you'd have to go in and edit the theme itself, which is fine, except WordPress is developing all the time, new versions coming out, and therefore theme designers are often bringing out new theme updates themselves. When the next theme update comes along, it's going to overwrite your change and your change will disappear. At which point you'll then have to go in and edit it again. And in a lot of cases that means going to hire somebody to edit for you again. So the answer is a child theme, and this is the simplest child theme that I can find. It's effectively one line of code and some comments. And all this child theme is, it's a theme separate, but it actually refers to the 2014 theme. So on your WordPress installation you would have the 2014 theme already installed, and then you'd add this as a second theme. And the top area, which is between the /* and // is the definition of the theme, its name and where it comes from, etc., which is the reference information you'll see when you go and view the themes installed on your site. And the one line of code is the line that starts at import, and all that actually does is say I am referring to the 2014 style.css file. In other words, I am referring to the 2014 theme. So that is telling WordPress that if you're using this child theme is activated, it should refer to the 2014 standard theme, parent theme, for all its options. So this child theme is fantastic, but it doesn't do anything, because all it does is say, oh yeah, here's the parent, go back to the parent if you need anything. To make this child theme useful, you would now want to add code further on. So at the bottom of this code you could add the style sheet controls, which would allow that shadow to appear. Why is this really powerful? Well, the rules for a child theme are that you take the code and behavior of the parent theme unless or until the child theme has code to override that particular change. So a style sheet change in the child theme will overwrite a style sheet change in the parent. So if you want to put those shadows on the right hand and left hand side of the theme, we can do so by adding those style sheet changes in where we've just been, that style file. If we want to add more features like custom data types, or we want to register some extra option or plugin, we can add functions into the code. If we want to replace physical pages with our own new layout of physical pages, we can add pages. And wherever there is a page or a function or an operation or a style that is in the child theme, that will override whatever the parent said. So this all matters for a very simple reason. It means that our controls are now separate from the main parent theme, and when the main parent theme is updated, our contents will remain intact and they will carry on overriding the new theme setting up. So they require no changes to work with the new parent theme, unless we have a really complicated piece of customization, our child theme, which is then changed by developments. We may have to look at something, but in most cases, most child themes hardly ever need updating, unless of course you want to change your style again, and then you go in and update your child theme. So good designers love child themes, because once they see the advantages of child themes, they find life much easier. Rather than having to keep writing themes from scratch and hacking themes from other people's designs and then having to keep updating them because of the update problems with things disappearing when you use somebody else's theme, they can now produce child themes based on a good quality theme, the parent theme. And when they do this, most of them will then go and choose a good all-round theme which they can use and customize for all the different customers. And that way they have one parent theme that they know, trust and understand well, and they can rely on, and they produce multiple child themes to work with it. great developers embrace child themes because you can just keep adding bells and whistles to a theme or variations on a theme, and if you're just trying to flog lots of themes to people, you can end up with 50 themes with all very subtle differences, which can just be the background color. And if that's the way you think you can make money, then good luck to you. It's much easier to have a few bells and whistles to change the colors of themes, and therefore you have one theme with 50 options for colors. But as you start adding more options and more colors and more variations, your code gradually starts to get a bit unwieldy. Not only unwieldy, but it can actually slow down when it's being processed, because every time a page is created, it's going to have to sit down and go through all the options and themes that you could have changed and apply them all. So actually, great developers realize that the best thing to do is to create a good core main theme, and then provide a way that your customers can work with you to develop or develop themselves good child themes to work alongside. So I think you can see that child themes really are the answer for good long-term web development. Thanks very much for watching.